David Smith here with another Flipped Classroom math video. A few tips before we get started. Remember, you can always pause the video to make extra notes or write down questions for when we meet in class. Also, remember to pause the video when I provide an example. Work that problem, then start the video up again and see how well you did. You can also turn on the captions so you can see my words written below on the screen. You can also speed up or slow down the video if you wish. Remember to think hard, follow along, and bring your best brain to the next time we have class. Today's topic, completing the square to get vertex form. And what we're doing here is we're going to take a standard form quadratic, which you can factor and do all kinds of things with, but the problem with the standard form quadratic is it's really hard to tell what the graph is doing just by looking at that equation. The vertex form quadratic, however, shows you all kinds of stuff you can use to graph, which we're going to do in just a second. So let's take a look at our function. Y equals x squared minus 4x plus 1. Okay, so when we complete the square, we're concerned with this b over 2 squared thing. This is what we added to both sides of the equation to eventually complete the square. So let's do that. This is minus 4 over 2 squared. Minus 4 over 2 is negative 2, squared is 4. So that's our b over 2. Now we're going to do this a little differently this time because we need to just keep the y alone on one side. Remember before, we might have had it equal to 0, we moved the constant over, and we completed the square to solve. This time we're not solving, we're just trying to get to vertex form. So what we're going to need to do is keep our y here, x squared minus 4x. Here's my 4, that's my b over 2 squared. Now I'm going to just subtract it again, like that. Now, that might seem a little confusing, but really all we did is we added 4 to the equation, then we subtracted it right back, and then we brought down our plus 1. So we really haven't changed this equation yet. Now you're probably going, well, let's just combine all that stuff up. They're all like terms, we can do that, and it's true, but then you'd be back here, and we're no closer to vertex form. So let's take a look at what we do next. This thing here is our perfect square. Perfect square. So this is going to become x minus 2 squared. And now we can combine these two guys. This becomes minus 3. And suddenly, we're in vertex form. Oh yes, we've been talking about function notation. So guess what? I could erase all my y's here, and I could just simply write f of x. F of x. F of x. Either way is fine, but you should be becoming familiar with function notation. Certainly when you see it written in your textbook, it shouldn't cause you any trouble. Okay, so what's my vertex? Change the sign of the x coordinate. Bam, there's my vertex. So now let's shoot over to the graph. My vertex is at 2 minus 3. That would be right here. And this parabola has no number in front, so that's just a 1. That means this is just like the standard parabola, the y equals x squared parabola. And as you recall, it goes over 1, up 1. So my next two spots go right there, and there's my parabola. Okay, I would like to give you one to try. So here's your function in standard form, f of x equals x squared plus 2x plus 5. Go ahead and pause the video and see if you can walk it through the steps to complete the square and get to vertex form. Okay, let's see how you did. But remember, if you got stuck at any point, you can watch me do the next step and then pause it and then see how far you can take it. So you can really get interactive with this video, and I encourage you to do that. So my next step, I do need to find my b over 2 squared. So b is 2. So that's 2 over 2 squared, and we know this is 1, and 1 squared is 1. So this is relatively simple here. X squared plus 2x plus 1. Now you recall that's my perfect square. Now I have to subtract my 1, and then here's my 5 coming down from there. So this little deal here is my perfect square. I want to treat this separately from the rest. So this becomes x plus 1 squared, and minus 1 plus 5 is plus 4. Bring down my f of x. So presto, now I'm at vertex form, and my vertex is, remember, change the sign on the x-coordinate, minus 1, 4. Okay? Now we can graph this one, super easy. Let's go find the vertex, minus 1, 4. That's minus 1 up 4. Let's make a new tick mark here. So minus 1, 4, it's right up there. And then I go over 1, up 1. So there's 0, 5, and minus 2, 5. And there's my parabola. If you still have questions, write them down now and bring them to our next class. You can also watch the video again and perfect your notes. Finally, if you enjoyed watching my video, please click the like button down below. And if you'd like to help me grow my YouTube channel, please click subscribe.